Hello and thanks for watching. I'm Grace Lenehan. This week at Otterbein, the golf team wraps up the OAC regular season championship. The spring opera is set to hit the stage and a power outage throws Otterbein for a loop. But first, we will look at the national story of the week, the Boston Marathon bombings. On Monday, tragedy struck the New England city. It was Patriots Day and the Boston Marathon was running strong until the afternoon when the town was put on a standstill. And the celebratory day became a mere afterthought. John Bazzico reports.
The Boston Marathon, an 116-year tradition in Beantown and a sign of patriotism within the United States of America. Yet on Monday, April 15th, it was marred by an act of injustice. Devastation filled the streets of Boston when multiple explosions occurred at the finish line of the Boston Marathon race. Thousands of innocent civilians and spectators of the race ran for cover and safety after the bombs exploded, only to be thrown into greater chaos and insecurity. With heavy hearts within our country and here on campus, we asked Otterbein students their feelings on this tragedy, and here's what we found.
I think it's horrible, and whoever did it, they need to be found and caught and be dealt with. One of my friends actually goes to school up there, and she wasn't too far from the explosion, so that scared the heck out of me.
It just makes me really upset, it makes me feel really sad, and my thoughts and prayers go out to all of the families of those who were involved.
And ultimately, I'd wish that people will learn from these kind of catastrophes and hope they don't happen again.
3 is the death toll to this tragedy as of right now, with over 180 injured in some way and 17 individuals in critical condition. Otterbein professor Dr. Jean Kelly was one of many people across the country scrambling to make sure her family was safe after the explosion, praying to not hear the worst.
It was probably 3:45 before I had any idea, and I got an email from a cousin saying, let us know when Kevin's all right. And the first thing I saw was a video that showed the official time on the clock at the time of the explosion, and I knew right away that was my brother's finishing time. So that's when the panic set in. He had finished technically at like 3:46, and the bomb went off at 4:09. So I could tell he had finished, which was somewhat of a relief, but it looked like he finished very close to that time. Made phone calls, couldn't get in touch with him. At some point, I just closed the door of my office and cried and prayed because we couldn't get any information.
Her brother, Dr. Kevin Kelly, was a runner within the marathon and is now safe, but not before he had to be in the presence of this warlike atmosphere in Boston. We spoke with Mr. Kelly on the phone, and he had this to say.
As we were getting the clothes off of the school buses where all the bags were with personal effects, we heard a huge explosion, and the ground shook. It was, it was really impressive. And we turned, and on the corner where the finish line was, there was a huge cloud of black-gray smoke coming up. And so everybody looked at each other, and we all realized that there was something bad had happened.
The second you heard the explosion, what was the first thing that went into your head?
Well, I think initially, it was so loud that you think, gee, maybe it was a cannon or something. You think maybe, you're not really sure. And like I said, I think your next thought, just because of 9/11, is whether there are other explosions that are going to occur.
Dr. Kelly's family is safe, yet as a whole, how safe is the country from this occurring again? America has always risen from events like this only to be stronger. Yet with this bombing and gruesome scene, our country may have lost a sense of security again, but never will we lose our sense of pride or hope. For This Week at Otterbein, I'm John Bazzico.
The marathon bomber has not yet been found. The FBI is searching and has questioned a few possible suspects, but to no avail. Searches and interviews will continue to be conducted until the bomber is found, as the United States government has the full intention of seeking justice. It is at this time that we here at Otterbein TV would ask that you keep all of the victims in your thoughts and prayers. On Tuesday of this past week, a power outage occurred early in the morning and canceled many morning classes. The cause of this was not what one may expect. A squirrel got stuck in a power line and caused a surge. This caused a line surge that threw the protective switch out and affected the HV circuit that feeds our entire campus power system. Poor little guy couldn't even see it coming. That's a sad story.
That is sad. It's not very uplifting.
No.
But I do have some good news happening with the Arts and Entertainment. So I'm Kendra Schwarz here with Arts and Entertainment. Last fall, the music department at Otterbein presented 3 one-act operas. This semester, the spring opera is a bit different. The title of the opera is The Merry Widow and is set to hit the stage this weekend. OTV's Kelsey Randall has more.
This weekend, Otterbein Opera Theater presents The Merry Widow, a story about men who are trying to win the heart of a recently widowed woman. Senior vocal performance major Josh Dixon gives more insight on the plot.
She owns almost all the money in Varsovia, and so everyone's trying to get her to marry a Varsovian so the money stays in Varsovia, because if she marries a Parisian, then it goes to France.
Combining singing, acting, and dancing, the Merry Widow cast members have spent the entire semester preparing for the show. Junior vocal performance major Jamila Robinson tells of her experience.
Working with different people, being able to go into a different world just for a little part of time is a lot of fun.
Performances for The Merry Widow are this Friday and Saturday, April 19th and 20th at 8 p.m. and Sunday the 21st at 2 p.m. in Riley Auditorium. Tickets are $5 for students and $10 for adults. This week at Otterbein, I'm Kelsey Randall.
The performance starts at 8 p.m. and will be happening all weekend at Riley Auditorium in Battelle Fine Arts Center. Audience members may buy tickets at the door or the box office. On Saturday, Cardinal After Dark and the Starving Artist are hosting So You Think You Can Paint, an event where anyone can come be an artist, even if it's only for a night. So You Think You Can Paint is happening on Saturday at 9 o'clock in the field between Battelle and the Science Building. There will be tons of canvases, brushes, and paint, including some glow-in-the-dark paint. There will also be prizes for winners of first, second, and third place paintings. That sounds like a fun activity outside, but now we're going to take it over to Harrison Ralph and see what some of the sports are doing.
Hello, I'm Harrison Ralph with the Sports Report. We're going to start with Otterbein Golf. The golfers took home the OAC regular season championship on Monday. The Cardinals defeated second-place finisher Mount Union by 41 strokes. Senior Taylor Harley shot a tournament best 180, which was par for the tournament. Cardinal David Morocco came in second in the match with a 184. The OAC championships will be played next Friday at River Greens, and the NCAA tournament will follow at the Raven, which is down in Florida. On to lacrosse now. The men's lacrosse team traveled to Alliance to take on the 5-6 Mount Union Purple Raiders. The teams were deadlocked at 4 heading into the pivotal fourth quarter. OU then exploded for 8 fourth quarter goals and took control of the game 12-5, which would end up being the final. Andrew Donatelli and Mikey O'Neill each had 3 goals, and Mike DeTolo, after coming off a 5-goal performance against Whittier, had 2. Otterbein takes to the field this Saturday with a 9-4 record. They will play Thiel University. You can watch that game right here on OTV, streaming live. Pre-game starts at 12:50. Finally, the baseball 9 was swept by the nationally ranked Marietta Pioneers, who stand at 6th in the nation right now. Yesterday, in a doubleheader, the Cards lost 5-1 and 10-1. Both of the Otterbein's lone runs came off the bats of Jordan Ashbrook and West Meadows on solo home runs. The 2 losses were costly for the Cards because they fell into 5th place in the OAC, and given the fact that only the top 4 teams make the conference tournament, Otterbein could be in trouble. OU stands at 19-11 on the year and 6-6 in league play. With only 6 games remaining this year, the Cardinals will play a non-conference matchup with Wittenberg today and a doubleheader with Muskingum on Saturday.
Well, thank you, Harrison. And on behalf of our entire news crew, I'm Grace Lenehan, reminding you to make every day at Otterbein just a little bit better than the last. Thank you.